The Subcommittee of Economic Growth, Energy Policy, and Regulatory Affairs will come to order. I want to welcome everyone. I want to apologize for being a bit tardy. Without objection, the chair may declare recess at any time. I recognize myself for the purpose of making an opening statement. Today, we will examine the Department of Energy's proposed rulemaking on home appliances, a tidal wave of regulatory burdens affecting Americans' daily lives. This slate of rules includes the controversial Consumer Convention Cooking Products Rule, which imposes stricter requirements on gas stoves, but it doesn't stop there, unfortunately. There are other rulemaking under consideration for dishwashers, refrigerators, water heaters, furnaces, air conditioners, and other household appliances under the guise of improving energy efficiency as prescribed by the Environmental Policy and Conservation Act, or EPCA. In May, this committee invited DOE officials to discuss a gas stove rule, which would impact 40% of American households, but the department refused to make witnesses available. Instead, the subcommittee heard valuable insight from non-governmental witnesses that the gas stove rule is not a sincere attempt to improve efficiency. Today, the hearing follows over 2 months of correspondence between the committee and the DOE, requesting the department testify on these opaque and burdensome rulemakings. God bless you. During the subcommittee's hearings last month regarding EPA emissions rules, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle expressed annoyance that we're repeating hearing topics. I'm here to say that we wholeheartedly agree. As I said last month, and I'll say it again now, if the administration cared about transparency, they would appear before this committee when requested, and this committee would not have to duplicate hearing topics. We do have a lot to talk about in the next year or two, and we'd like to move on as well. And we're glad the department finally showed up to answer questions about the burdensome rules that they want to impose on our constituents. The gas stove rule in particular presents alarming violations of EPCA and erroneous analysis according to the experts who testified in place of invited departmental officials. The department relied on uncited court-supervised consent decree and dubiously cites sightings to the law as grounds for refusing to testify at earlier hearings. We saw this rationale on full display from Democrats who claimed the department's rule is, quote, required actually by law, unquote, which is not accurate. We also heard the Democrats say that gas stoves create an unsafe indoor air quality environment and may be linked to childhood asthma, ignoring peer-reviewed research suggesting that there is no causal relationship between the use of gas indoor cooking appliances and asthma.
Greetings, friends. A big question that many Americans are asking is, will a recession happen this year? Nearly 70% of top economists expect a recession to occur in the United States over the next several months. New tax credits have also been approved by congressional lawmakers. These tax credits will provide eligible Americans with thousands of dollars in extra financial aid. My dearest friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway in a video later today. Please make sure you enter these weekly giveaways by clicking and liking several of my videos and comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My dear friends, the more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Now, friends, we might avoid a recession. According to Bank of America, they expect to possibly avoid a recession, while the Fed fights inflation by raising interest rates. But is this possible? And what other indicators support this theory that a recession may be avoided? While most economists are pointing to several indicators that a recession is in the near future, Bank of America is pointing to one of the most popular indicators to show that a recession might be avoided. Officials from Bank of America have confirmed that they are convinced that economic indicators are not pointing to recession, but rather a steep drop in inflation moving forward. In 2022, the Federal Reserve hiked interest rates at a historic pace, making it much more expensive for businesses and consumers to borrow money. This slowed the U.S. economy slightly, but it has also done its job of slowing inflation. So inflation peaked in July of 2022 at 9.1% year over year, but has recently dropped all the way down to 3%. This shows that the Fed's rate hikes are slowing spending and causing prices to stabilize. But this quick increase in rates has also caused bond yields to invert, which has traditionally pointed to a recession. When shorter-term bond yields are higher than long-term yield, this has predicted the last 10 recessions. And right now, bond yields have been inverted since June of 2022. While short-term bonds yielding higher than long-term bonds can indicate an upcoming recession, it does not tell the whole story. There are quite a few factors feeding into the yields, including sky-high inflation. So if a recession were to occur, it is more likely that the Fed would pivot quicker and drop rates quicker to buoy the economy, and then spur growth to avoid a prolonged recession. While there are many predictions of a recession in the United States, there are several data points showing that the economy is in good shape. For example, the gross domestic product and unemployment rate have pointed to a strong economy. With mixed economic indicators, it is hard to point to a yes or no answer. Currently, inflation is high and the bond yield curve is inverted, but unemployment is at record low levels. While it's tough to say what will happen going forward, one thing is for certain. Borrowing money is expensive right now compared to a few years ago, and this is the Fed's plan to make loans more expensive, cause lower demand, and ultimately lower inflation. But it is a tightrope walk that could tip the U.S. economy into a recession, and according to the New York Fed, there is a 67% chance that a recession does happen by the end of this year. So friends, do you think that there will be a recession in the United States very soon? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. The Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 overhauled the electric vehicle tax credit, which is worth up to $7,500. It also added income limits, price caps, and other provisions, including a requirement that battery components and minerals meet sourcing guidelines in order to qualify for the full $7,500. The changes trimmed the number of models eligible in the short run, but the Biden administration has said the new guidance will encourage more domestic companies to manufacture zero-emission vehicles. The Inflation Reduction Act made several major changes to the tax credit. There is a price cap on qualifying electric vehicles. For passenger cars, the manufacturer's suggested retail price must be $55,000 or less. For vans, SUVs, and light trucks, the ceiling is $80,000. Starting in 2024, the credit can be implemented at the point of sale as cash on the hood, meaning you can apply it towards the purchase price of your vehicle. Also next year, vehicles that contain battery parts from a foreign entity of concern will be unable to claim any of the credit. For critical minerals, the cutoff is 2025. The manufacturing cap, which disqualified automakers that have manufactured more than 200,000 electric vehicles, has been lifted. There is also a ceiling on the adjusted gross income to qualify for the credit. Dear friends, what are your thoughts about electric vehicles? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Well, my beautiful and awesome friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Friday. My dearest friends, thank you so much for being here and for being part of this community. I will be announcing several winners in a video later today for the Walmart gift card giveaway. My dearest friends, if you'd like to enter the weekly giveaways, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed Friday.